What is happening, YouTube? So, the Los Angeles Clippers unfortunately lost against the Milwaukee Bucks. But Ty Lue actually did something what I wanted him to do. And he played Brandon Boston Jr. Yes, sir. Um, that man did amazing. He did his thing, scored the buckets, played great defense, but the Bucks just pretty much took control of everything. It was nothing we really could have done about that. But anyways, let's get into the Bucks players. So Giannis, 35 points, 8 rebounds, 6 assists, 2 steals. Um, had another dominant night. It was mainly just Brook Lopez and Drew Holiday doing their thing, and pretty much Pat Connaughton got 8 rebounds, and the role players they didn't do too much. Notice their bench wasn't um, doing too much production. Marjon Beauchamp did solid, and Javon Carter. But other than that, no one really do much. Joe Ingles, he pretty much shot like crap. Wesley Matthews, he just did cardio. But the Clippers just unfortunately lost this game. It was just, it was just due to like Paul George and Marcus Morris playing pretty poorly, and it was pretty much it, man. And Ty Lue, his rotations compared to his past games was actually pretty good. And he actually played the youth well. He could have done better by playing Diabate, but for now we give him the props where it's due. Paul George, he shot 3 for 11, 8 for 23. He did get 11 rebounds, so that's great, but that guy shot horribly, and he got 6 assists, but my guy got to start making shots, but this was just a bad game by Paul George. He's been getting inconsistent lately, so I do. Hopefully, he does not turn to a pandemic in the playoffs, and we'll see what happens during the summer. Morris Senior, he gets buckets. His defense was not really it, and his rebounding, my God, 0 rebounds. I thought the Clippers should have probably offloaded him to Milwaukee for 5 second round picks. My God, that's a good insurance, bro. That insurance was so amazing. And man, and the Clippers, I don't know. Another thing they could have probably done is they could have probably just shipped Kennard to maybe Charlotte instead for sending him to Memphis. I don't know. Yeah, we got 3 second rounders, but I bet like the Hornets could have gave us maybe a PJ Washington or some extra seconds, but I mean, we sent Luke to Memphis, which is pretty risky, but we'll see. I mean, I'm glad I like the Clippers additions. It was just much better than star hunting, and I'm pretty relieved. But I mean, like Morris, when he's on, it's amazing. When he's off, it's horrible. And no, and he looked decent on the stat sheets, but his defense was just pretty suspect. Ivica Zubac, he got 8 rebounds. He he did his job. He did whatever he could have done. Giannis just made shots because he was Giannis. And Zubac, he's a role player and he did what he could. He set screens. He definitely gave his best effort on defense, especially inside the paint. He had a hard time guarding a perimeter. Brook Lopez was just hitting. It was just one of his really good games. Terrence Mann, 10 points, 6 rebounds, 2 assists. And let's save the best for last. Robert Covington, 2 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 blocks. Imagine if Morris was traded to Milwaukee. Covington would have pretty much got all the minutes, and Batum. So the defense would have got better, and we would have got rebounds. Norman Powell, he had an off game, but he went to the free throw a lot, so pretty smart move by that. 4 assists, 2 steals, and got a little bit of a low rebounding night, but he had a semi-off game. Amir Coffey, he was actually making shots, so that definitely gets his trade value up. Jason Preston, he's doesn't really move me too much, to be honest with you. Um, he just when he started playing on the floor, he just the ball ripped out of his hands immediately. Preston, he's one of those point guards that doesn't really have too much of a bag, but he could just pass the ball pretty well in his defense. Um, Lately, it's not been too good, but he's capable of being a solid defender. Diabate, you just got to jack up his playing time. That guy should be playing 20 minutes if Zubac. I mean, like if if there's like only Zubac as our center. That's my biggest disillusionment with Ty Lue. But now we got Mason Plumlee, so he could rebound and get some assists. To be honest, Mason Plumlee is like a Jokic without a jump shot and without a scoring ability to be, and also he's obviously a less playmaker, but he can handle the ball decently well as a big, but his defense is pretty cheeks, but he's like a rebounder and can dime, so hopefully he balls out for us, I guess. Um, Maybe the Clippers could have low-key went for Reed or Bamba for athleticism, or just heck, straight up have Musa play out of minutes because Musa is that guy. Future DPO. Why? Now Brandon Boston Jr. Amazing. 20 points. An efficient game. 1 for 1. 9 for 13. He played tremendous defense. He was always looking for steals. He always stays in front of his guys. This guy's off limits. I'm not trading this guy no matter what. Even if it was upright for Damian Lillard or Pascal Siakam, I'm turning that thing down. Yes, they're amazing for 1 or 2, 3 years, but it's not worth being, terrible after that once Kawhi and PG retires and Brandon Boston Jr. turning out to be a stud. And that guy, when you start giving consistent minutes, that guy's gonna drop 18 points a game, and it's gonna gradually evolve to 23, 25, 27. That guy has a potential to be an elite two-way player, and he's our future, along with Bones and Diabate, and who knows? I hope the Clippers decide to prospect hunt in this year's draft. I'm a polar opposite of a star hunter. Star hunting, it usually doesn't work, and it's a way of looking amazing on paper and amazing for the hype, but usually there's a major consequences. Even the best case scenario, you get successful, you become in purgatory for 6 years, and people want to try to make up a excuse of doing that. They say, "Oh, Clippers are a popular destination and all that," but man, you don't know if they want to actually join the Clippers if we have nobody and no picks left. Like that's not a guarantee. And the Nets, they're a pretty attractive destination as well too. But um, what happened? They traded all their picks for Garnett, Pierce, and everybody, and then you know they were in purgatory for a long time. And now I think the same cycle is kind of happening for the Brooklyn Nets. So you see they could have had Tatum and Brown and be contending, but nope, they star hunted and screwed up badly. And now, after I successfully pushed my BBJ agenda, now I'm gonna just push it even harder. And let's compare Brandon Boston Jr. with other stars. So, let's compare. Let's take a glance. Boston Jr., Devin Booker. So, Boston Jr. He had some games when he struggled and he would just only have 5 points and all that, but it's because he has inconsistent minutes. And if he was playing consistent minutes, if he was playing like a solid like 40 a game and all that, like Van Fleet, I could guarantee you he'd be averaging at least 20 plus points and pretty much getting rebounds and being a really good two-way player, and pretty much being just as good as all these other stars. This is the prime example of looking at production rather than names. And if we trade this guy, even we win one ring for the guy that will help us, it's not gonna be worth it when Brandon Boston Jr. becomes a star for them and he potentially takes the team that he goes to and wins them a ring. That's how good Boston Jr. is gonna be. We messed up with Shea. So let's not mess up with Boston Jr. He's our second chance. We don't know if we're going to get our third chance. There's not a guarantee. He's off limits. I do not care what y'all say, but I don't want to throw away a decade just for a ring. It's not worth it. And a lot of people, a lot of NBA fans, they tend to fall in this trap of the quote unquote win now statement. It's just not worth it. And look at Fred VanVleet. This is the guy who we were supposed to trade our whole entire future for him. Man, and now a first rounder. Yes, yeah, it looks good on paper, but that guy's inconsistent. 4 for 13, 24 points. 5 for 16, 4 for 13. That guy's pretty inconsistent, and he's pretty much just a supercharged version of Reggie Jackson. So pretty much, yeah, it kind of helps the chemistry, but again, you pretty much trading a lot of players for Fred VanVleet, and then you pretty much just traded your half of your decade away, and it's gonna kick once everything once the a 1 or 2 year loan just ends, and it's gonna kick and it's gonna hurt like iron. And that's just my personal 2 cents. And also, another rumor is the Clippers getting Russell Westbrook. I'm not a fan of that whatsoever. That guy turns the ball over left and right, and if y'all can't handle a Reggie Jackson or a John Wall, Russell Westbrook is going to be pretty painful. But if we get him, I pray to goodness that he proves me wrong, but I don't feel comfortable about doing that. So that's just my 2 cents on that. And VanVleet. Imagine if BBJ and VanVleet swapped minutes, he would not be doing nowhere near as good he was. He would be probably his percentage would have been 20 or 30%, just like BBJ, or heck, maybe even worse because his defense would have been is pretty suspect. And Boston Jr. he has that defense, so that's why I consider Boston Jr. pretty much untouchable. That guy's not going nowhere. Boston Jr. and trade should never go in the same damn sentence. But anyways, it's a very late night, and so have a great night, have a great day, and let me know what y'all think about this video. Yeah, the game didn't look pretty, but the Clippers have some good youth, and just do not trade Boston Jr. and Diabate. Coffee and Preston, though, they can go. I don't mind trading them because Coffee, his upside is like a Walmart RJ Barrett, and Preston is like a Ricky Rubio, and Preston's not going to do. His value is not too high, so I don't mind, waiving him to get Diabate his spot. But anyways, leave a comment down below, and definitely much love and peace.